reason and one reason alone, to share our love for a cartoon that lasted 16 years. Ladies and gentlemen, it is not only my pleasure, but it is a gift from the gods that we get to have a little reunion for everyone's favorite cartoon. We've got the Fairly Odd Parents. We have just everyone. All the best people are here today, and we're going to start off with the writer and creator for the show, Butch Hartman. Make some
noise! Right. Hey everybody! Who likes the Fairly OddParents? Nice. Thank you guys very much. You guys having a good time so far? All right, how do I look on the screen? Do I look younger than I normally look? Awesome. Who wants to meet the cast of the Fairly OddParents right now? Very nice. Well, they're not here. I'm really sorry. It's just me. So, okay, first I'm going to bring out, let me think, who can I bring out first? I know. I'm going to bring out the guy who gives Timmy Turner F's all the time. Mother, Mr. Crocker, Carlos Alazraqui. Here he comes right now. Carlos Alazraqui. Give it up. All right, coming up next is the young lady who played Sparky, the magical dog, Maddie Taylor. Bring on Maddie Taylor. Maddie Taylor, Maddie Taylor. Maddie, please do the voice of Sparky. They're dying to hear your voice.
Hey everybody, it's great to be here at the Comic-Con. Thanks for coming out.
Very nice. All right, and we're getting down to the people you actually care about. I brought these two out because no one cares about them. We're going to bring out the next two. This next one, she's very, very popular in all kinds of cartoons. She did the voice of Vicky the babysitter. Gray Delisle, bring her on out. Hi, Gray. Gray's actually on time for this today, which is exciting for all of us. I'm trying to stand, but I'm tethered to the table. Okay. And coming up next is the woman who plays not only Timmy Turner's Earth Mother, but Timmy Turner's fairy godmother, Wanda, Susanne Blakeslee. Bring her on out, Susanne Blakeslee. Hi, Susanne. By the way, Susanne, before we head to do Wanda, Gray, would you do Vicky's voice for us, please?
Get out of here, you twerps. What are you doing here?
There we go. You know, when you guys applaud, it makes us feel better, so applaud for the voices, okay? Thank you very much. Okay, and now, Susanne, would you please do a little Wanda for us?
What? What voice? Oh, Wanda, hi! Where's Cosmo?
There we go, there we go. And speaking of Cosmo, don't you wish Cosmo was here? I really do. All right, bring out the man who does not only Timmy's dad, and Jorgen von Strangle, and Cosmo, Mr. Daran Norris! Daran Norris, robot in disguise. All right, Daran, do a voice for us, please.
What do you want?
This is a perfect example of actors needing dialogue written for them. Okay. And last but not least, she does every cartoon in the world, and she kind of cares about this one a little bit. We're low on her list, but she does all kinds of voices. She's actually signing stuff here today. I think, Gray, you're signing stuff too as well. But this woman here does every voice in the world, but I was lucky enough to have her on Fairly OddParents for many years. Please give it up, the voice of Timmy Turner and Poof, Tara Strong! Give it up for Tara Strong! Tara Strong! Just walk around, it's okay. It's okay, yep. No, Tara, stay up there, just stay up there the whole time. Don't even sit down, that's your spot now. All right, if you guys could applaud for the entire cast of Fairly OddParents, they would love that, right, everybody? Cool. All right, I'm gonna hand it over to our friend Josh, who I just met. Josh, go ahead.
Well, thank you so much. After having a show that goes on for 16 years, there are so many episodes and so many great memories. I want to hear from you guys. And what are some of your favorite episodes over the series?
Okay, we'll go real quick. I'll tell you my favorite episode. One of my favorite episodes is when Timmy Turner switches voices with Chip Skylark. And he gets Chip's voice. And then Timmy's dad comes in and he goes, "Ooh, aren't you Chip Skylark?" Say that.
Oh, aren't you Chip Skylark?
And I go, "I was," and you say,
Oh, I was too, in a dream last night, and there was peanut butter.
That's one of my. Carlos, how about you?
The one where Crocker gets to join the group and becomes the Falcon. Mother, I'm the Falcon! F for Falcon!
I'm the Falcon, call me!
And when he does the scat song. That was my favorite episode.
You guys can applaud for everything. We would love if you applaud. Thank you. I'll get Dwayne The Rock Johnson back out here. Okay, Maddie, got a favorite episode?
That was the one where Sparky first appeared, and
Oh,
he just
yeah.
went with the litany of all of his owners, and it was like, this is Ron and Tammy, Jane, and then they took me back to the store, and then this was Paul, and he took me back to the store, and then this was, and he took me back.
Oh, very
All the
nice.
exact names, I can't remember the
I
names.
love that we're all so empty inside that we picked the episode that I love the episode with me in it. I love the episode of Vicky when she falls in love with Ricky and she's saying goodbye to him and she's like, "Ricky, don't lose that number. You don't gotta call nobody else. Send it off in a letter to yourself." Butch let me busk about that.
You know what's funny? Everybody here is too young to remember that song. That's all
For all
right.
the
That's
millennials,
cool.
it was popular in the 1900s.
Suzanne, do you have a favorite episode?
Oh, well, it has to be Wanda's Day Off, where
Just relaxed while Cosmo was destroying the world.
Derwood Nordstein, what about you?
Well, I do have one favorite episode.
It's anything with Dinkelberg.
Hey, neighbor, what's
That
going
one
on?
is out a lot.
And Carlos did the voice of Dinkelberg.
Hiya, neighbor. It's me, Dinkelberg.
How dare you donate me your kidney?
Sure, I've got another one if you want.
Tara, my love, what episode did you like the most?
Oh, I am a big fan of like the specials. I love Channel Chasers. Yeah, and I also love the Christmas special. It was so cute. And when everybody looks the same, that stuck in my brain for so long. What was that episode called? Too many. When we all wish we looked the same. When I wish
That
everyone
was
was
called
the
The
same.
Same Game.
The same game. That was so good. And P.S. I mean, it's so nostalgic to hear everyone. It's so making me miss everyone. I was also thinking about Wandissimo and Wanda, and their love affair is so hilarious.
Carlos is the voice of Wandissimo.
I love you, Wanda. Your first part of your name sounds like my first part of my name.
Every time Wanda smacks Wandissimo, he yells a different Mexican dish. What does he yell?
Enchilada! Tortilla! Chimichanga! Carne asada!
Very cool.
No, that's great. Now, I will be going to you guys in a few moments for some questions, so start thinking of some good questions right now, because the pressure's going to be on. But before we get to that, we have so many laughs on screen, like watching the show. Have there been any, like, major fun moments behind the scenes? And please answer with the voice of the characters.
Any fun moments behind the scenes?
I mean, well, actually, I think we were recording when Daran was in Hawaii filming a movie, and he remembered fondly when, as I mentioned before, when Crocker was scatting. And so I left a message and I went, "Hey, Daran, I know you're in Hawaii, but just wanted to say, and he said it made his week." Just watching the cast in general, just when you realized maybe 15 seasons into it that you're working with all these genius people. So my favorite episode was anytime I went in and watched everybody at the microphone, I'm like watching a live jam session of the greatest studio musicians in the world. And so that would be my favorite experience of the whole show, just watching other people just excel at what they do. They're awesome.
Exactly. Just your mother real quick. Thank you.
I remember Jeff Bennett. I worked with a guy named Jeff Bennett on one episode, and he was supposed to be Adam West, and I was very, very excited about that. And to speak to the amazing talents of these people, there was a problem, and Adam couldn't do the episode, and this guy Jeff Bennett stepped in and did an Adam West that was as good as Adam West. And it's just absolutely uncanny, and to get to work with that kind of talent and with these kind of people was so incredible.
Jeff did something like Timmy, it's Catman.
Butch named Tootie after his actual daughter, because when she was really little, they called her Tootie. I don't know why.
Yeah, she had lots of gas.
But
It's
anyway,
okay,
now
it's
she's a
fine.
beautiful woman, but she would come to the sessions when she was little, and I got to be Tootie in front of Tootie. And I'd go, "Oh, Timmy, I love you so much."
Oh, one of funny moments was when Carlos wasn't there, and I had to do a scratch version of Crocker. And I sounded like an old lady. I love being humiliated by that.
My favorite moment with Susanne was when Suzanne's always the most demure of everybody. She's always so nice. One time we had this group of Girl Scouts come in. Right when they opened the door, she yelled the F word really loud. And she didn't mean to, but those kids were scarred for life. So Daran.
And didn't you call that a Blakeslee from then on?
Yeah, we called that a Blakeslee. Someone just did a Blakeslee.
Nope, Blakeslee didn't. No, dear.
Oh,
Every time I would cuss, Butch would say, "Oh, great, the orphans are here."
Daran,
Well,
favorite
behind the
moment.
scenes, I have the same answer. It's working with all of these people. It's the greatest job in the world with the greatest people in the world. Everybody's funny. Everybody can sing. Everybody can do anything. What a joy! What a joy to be in this room. And Butch absolutely knows his stuff like nobody else. There's nothing better than that.
You can applaud for me. That's cool. I would love that. Thank you. And Tara, what was your favorite
Well,
moment?
I have so many. Like, we had so much fun behind the scenes. There wasn't a day that we recorded this show that we all didn't laugh. So I'm going to bring up a memory that made us laugh a lot. You know, all of these people do tons of different voices. And I think it started with Carlos one day. And there was like an incidental character, and he threw out like these amazing impressions. It was 5 completely distinct voices, and every time Butch was like, no. Like how to make the actor feel like completely like they have no idea what they're doing. And so every time from then on, someone did something not great, and I'll go, no.
What was it you said, Carlos, about his directing style?
Butch Hartman, the actor's director. If you're not humiliated, you're not working with Butch Hartman.
Butch Hartman.
It's like he gets his best performances out of his actors through beratement and humiliation.
By the way,
He
Tara,
started out as
Tara, we have not heard Timmy Turner's voice out of you, I don't think. Is there Timmy Turner?
I wish everybody's dreams come true at Stanley's Kamikaze.
None of my one's Turner!
None of mine either, you twerp.
That's fantastic. Now remember, we're here because you guys are awesome and you love the show. So
Yes.
now we want to hear from you.
Yes,
So, first question right here. What do we got? Shout it out.
You know how like on your YouTube channel you post like Fairly OddParents from 10 years from now? Where do you see your guys in the future like 10 years from now?
So what is the future of you guys 10 years from now?
Wow, I think, well, we're going to get younger, first of all. Don't we all look great for being like, we look great. We're all going to get younger, and I would just love to keep doing Fairly OddParents. Wouldn't you guys love to keep doing that? Maybe do a 10-year reunion special in 10 years. We could actually do it now.
I want to do Orange is the New Black with Vicky incarcerated, you know.
Well, you guys,
Her hair will match her jumpsuit.
he was saying, the young man here said, check out my YouTube channel. I did do a video of Fairly OddParents 10 years later. It's cool to explore what the Fairly OddParents would do. But would you guys want to see a 10 years later special? That's what we're going to do. We'll do one.
There you go.
Hold still, otherwise, while I replace your oxygen tank.
Another question right here. Nice and loud for me. Who came up with Icky Vicky? What's the story behind that?
Me, I did. No.
It was actually me. I wrote the song and I storyboarded it and gave Gray all the things to say, and so basically me. It was basically me. No, yeah, I came up with it.
And after he taught her how to sing, he then
Yes, exactly. No, that was me. I wrote the song and I came up with the character. That was me. Yeah. But Gray, I want to tell you guys one thing though. You can write the greatest character in the world and funniest dialogue, but unless you have an amazing actor like Gray Delisle or anybody else at this table, make it come to life, you cannot have anything. So give it up for our amazing actors. They are incredible. Incredible. Except for Daran, but everybody's great.
All right, another question I saw right here. Oh. Here, way on this side. Who do we got? Any questions over here? Oh, you are adorable and you're patient and I love everything about you. What's your question?
That's Crocker's daughter, by the way.
All right, so we have a question because a lot of you play many characters on the show. What are some of your favorite voices that you do on the show?
I like actually doing Denzel's mother because she's just so bad, Julia Child, and she pretends to be really sweet, but she's like, Denzel, you're making me angry. You don't want to make mommy angry. jump from a bridge on cement. So I like doing. That's my favorite voice.
And when I did Billy Crystal Ball, that was my introduction into the Fairly OddParents and hey, before Crocker. So
That and Juanísimo. But I think Denzel's mother is my favorite. Thanks, Riley.
What about you guys? Anybody voices did you guys do? Multiple voices?
I had one I liked. It was the episode was the Fair Bears.
The Fair Bears, right?
Yeah, and you brought me in for that one, and
Yep.
you were just like, make it sound like Snapchat. When he was nicer, if anybody remembers Tough Puppy.
Maddie was on Tough Puppy. You ever saw Tough Puppy
He was
before?
Snaptrap.
He was Snaptrap. And,
I used to be comedian Snaptrap until they canceled the show. That's alright, I got Butch better.
Wait a minute.
And so I came back and I did one of the Fair Bears, and he kind of sounded like Snapchat, but he was nicer. So he was like, I don't know, his mouth is doing this thing, but it's not a smile. I don't understand.
Daran, who else do you do on the show? Daran, who do you do?
I've always been fond of Anti-Cosmo.
I eat with my face. I used to do a voice and do prank calls when I was just a little girl. I would pretend to be this sexy woman that called a man, and I'd talk to his wife, but I'd be like, hi, is, I'd call like Mr. and Mrs. Smith or whatever, and I was like, is Bob Smith there? And the wife would be like, no, who's this? And I was like, oh, well, just tell him I called. I'm just a friend of his. And it turned into the voice of the Tooth Fairy, so I still use that voice.
I had no idea the Tooth Fairy had such a dark past. Anyway. Yes.
Dark at the roots.
And Tara, you also do the voice of the Fairly Odd Baby, don't you?
He's so cute. All those drawings are so cute.
I know.
Oh my gosh.
Hey,
All right, let's get someone from like the middle area. Someone.
All right, I see a hand up right there with the glasses. What we got? Yeah, nice and loud. Funniest song?
What's the funniest song you've ever made?
what's the funniest song, guys? You know the song? There's Icky Vicky, there's Shiny Teeth and Me, my Shiny Teeth and Me.
Christmas, cheaper taco, shine. It isn't a wish, it isn't a toy, it's a family and friends that you really enjoy.
Wow. She's Jewish and she sang a Christmas song. It was amazing. Awesome.
That's how good a director Butch Hartman.
That's exactly. Butch Hartman. What else? What other questions you guys got?
From right here. You're excited? What we got?
As industry leaders, what is it that you guys are looking to, you mentioned a 10-year anniversary episode or a little segment. What is it that you guys are looking for in regards to the next level of like cartoon, animation, and also voice overs and things like that as actors and producers?
Wow. I'm just looking for more comedy and more awesome drawings, and we just want to keep going and doing. We want to do stuff for the whole family, right, guys? Absolutely. That's what we're doing.
We'd love to see a theatrical feature
The
too.
guy in the Timmy Turner outfit has a question right there. The guy in the pink hat. The pink hat. What's your question? Will we ever see a full-length Fairly OddParents Danny Phantom crossover? You guys want to see that? Boy, I do too. That'd be great.
I played Sam on the show. Dan Phantom, him all grown up. I want to see that cartoon.
Yeah, Gray was actually on Danny Phantom as Sam Manson. That's right. We'd love to. Someday
Good
we'll
ghost, you
definitely look
guys.
forward to it.
All right, so we got a few more minutes here. That's right here in the center. Nice and loud. What do you got? Oh yeah, 16 years. What are some of your main takeaways from the Fairly OddParents?
Be nice to Butch and he'll put you on all of his shows.
Just real fast, we'll go down the table. Main takeaway was, it's a joy to do what you love, and if you get to do it for a long time, guys, don't ever take it for granted, because it doesn't come around very often. Opportunities are like comets, they don't come around a lot, so grab them while they can. Who knows?
Yeah, mine mirrors what I had said before. Just it is a joy to work with great creators and directors and to work with such other talented actors. If you get that opportunity, savor it, relish it. It does not come around often, and this show is one of those shows, so thankful.
I grew up in Flint, Michigan. I wanted to do this kind of stuff since I was this little, and I'm here I sit right now. It's absolutely doable. I agree with Butch. Just hang in there, follow you. If you have a dream, follow it, follow it, follow it.
And if you agree with Butch, you'll be on the show. Yes.
Absolutely, Butch.
We just had the most fun ever. I started doing this show when I was in my early 20s, and I thought that all shows were that much fun, and it wasn't like that for the rest of it. Anyway, but just savor those moments when you have a really great group of people doing some magical stuff.
I also started the show in my early 20s.
Thank you.
This is what it did to me.
Oh goodness.
Oh, it's me, sorry. I love you guys so much. What's the takeaway? You know what? It's if you can, if your passion and your profession somehow meld, you are so far ahead of the game. And it's about passion and gratitude and knowing that you're, you know, everybody gets a heyday. I don't know what yours is, but you can have them over and over and over again. This has been such a crazy, great ride, and the word is just grateful. That's the takeaway, is grateful. Yes.
Awesome.
Me? Probably the same as everyone else, but also that you don't always have to do things the same way for them to succeed. And there's actually no other show I do that's run quite how Butch runs a show. And it's like we would put our script pages side by side, do each page twice, maybe pick something up and then move on, and it kept the pace so great. And sometimes to save money, they'll bring in a director that has no idea how to talk to actors, and you'll do 10,000 takes and blow out your voice and not have it half as funny as what Butch trusted his actors to do and brought to the table. So just, you know, if something feels different but it feels good, like, we're so grateful to have been part of this, and I carry that all the time. When someone's like, can you give us 20 more? I'm like, can you call Butch and ask how to direct?
Because he started as an actor, so he knows what he wants. You know, he knows what he wants.
Butch Hartman getting his actors to brag for him. The genius of Butch Hartman.
Awesome, awesome. What a great way to end on this. Amazing information from amazing people. Guys, just one more time, a big round of applause.
All right, guys, we have, I know Tara and Gray, you're signing things today. You'll be out here signing. I have a booth over there, so just come by. We'd love to talk to you guys, okay?
All right, thank you guys for stopping by. Have a great day at the convention. Yeah, thank you.